tonight, expanding access, how a Lake County clinic hopes to get the vaccine to people 65 and older.
And taxing tobacco, what a proposed increase would be used for and why it has some worried about the future of their business.
Plus, affordable access, how a Duluth lawmaker is looking to make health care readily available for more Minnesotans.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm KRISTEN Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us tonight. Lake County plans on opening COVID vaccination clinics starting on Monday.
It's a big move forward for the county, as now residents who are 65 and older will be eligible for the vaccine. CBS 3's John Cardinelli spoke with those involved with the rollout and explains everything you need to know.
Starting on Monday, those who are 65 and older will be eligible to receive their vaccine here at Lakeview in Two Harbors. If you fall in that age group, you can call the county's hotline to make an appointment. The pre-registration process will begin this Friday, and the number to call is 218-834-8434. We also have it listed on your screen and on our website. When you call, you'll hear a recorded message which will be updated each morning, Monday through Friday. We'll let you know if the pop-up clinics are open that day and if appointments are available. Greg Ruberg, president and CEO of the Lakeview Clinic here in Two Harbors, says it's great to finally get the vaccine out to some members of the public.
There are people that have been waiting weeks and months for this, and it's great to be able to bring this to our county now and do it in a way I think that will serve our county well.
If you do want a vaccine, Ruberg says it's important to call ahead of time as walk-ins are currently not being offered. And many of you at home may be wondering just how the pop-up vaccination clinic will work. Well, coming up tonight at 10, we'll show you how it works. And we also hear from one person who is excited to finally receive the vaccine.
Thanks, John. And Lake County teachers and child care workers can also be vaccinated at these pop-up clinics, but they'll be notified by their employer when they are eligible. Timing on that will depend on how many doses the county receives.
Proctor middle and high schoolers will head back to the classroom for the first time since March. Starting February 9th, 6th graders and 10th through 12th graders will move to a hybrid model. 7th through 9th graders will start hybrid learning on February 22nd. Proctor's superintendent says they made the decision after talking to local public health experts. They thought now is the right time because people are starting to be vaccinated and cases are trending down.
We've been patient and listened carefully, and now we're ready. And I think our students are. The second semester is going to look much different than first semester for Proctor Public Schools.
Also, all Proctor elementary students will be back to full in-person learning by February 22nd. Distance learning will still be an option for families.
Wisconsin could soon become one of 10 states without a mask mandate. The state assembly votes this week to overturn Governor Tony Evers' order, but more than 24 public health organizations, along with state and local health officials, are asking the Republican-controlled legislature to reconsider. The vote to repeal the mask mandate, planned for tomorrow, comes as Wisconsin lags behind other states in vaccine distribution. Health officials have warned about the spread of contagious new variants of the virus, as total deaths due to COVID-19 are close to 6,000. Masks have been proven to slow the spread of the virus.
Costs for copper, gold, and silver mining projects in Wisconsin are going up. The DNR committee approved a set of new rules today that would require mining applicants to pay more for permits and licenses. They estimate it could raise project costs by $500,000. The rules also say mining wouldn't be allowed in Wisconsin's wilderness areas, national and state parks, and other locations. Let's get a look at the weather now. Dave, to quote a popular 90s or maybe 2000s ad campaign, it's brisk, baby.
Yeah, it got towards 30 below for some towns this morning. And it's going to be chilly once again tonight in the 10 to 20 below range. But on a bright note, the persistent wind chill advisory for Minnesota has now narrowed and is clinging to the Canadian border, a sign that it's going to be displaced and sent away perhaps as early as tomorrow afternoon. So chilly again tonight, but for fewer people on one hand. On the other hand, people in Wisconsin and Michigan that have been having the thicker cloud cover and the light snow showers and the warmer temperatures, that could change tonight. Even Wisconsin could go down towards 10 below, especially around Hayward. So we take a look at the forecast for tonight and Thursday, and it'll be clear in Minnesota, 10 below around the Twin Ports area. A little bit more cloudy in Wisconsin and Michigan, 5 below there. Partial sunshine, though, in the afternoon as clouds thicken as the low gets closer. So temperatures will dare to be different tomorrow and go to 14 above, 20 possible Friday, close to 30 come Saturday, along with the chance for snow, which we'll talk about in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Tonight, we're hearing from those on both sides of a Minnesota proposal to raise taxes on tobacco and vape products. The proposal by Governor Tim Walz would mean a $1 tax increase on those items. CBS3's Leanne Valdez explains why Northland businesses say it will financially hurt them and why health advocates say it's for the best.
Tuesday, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz laid out his more than $52 billion state budget proposal. It includes a $1 tax increase on tobacco and vape products, an issue that's on the forefront of health advocates' minds.
We know for sure that increasing the tax on tobacco is like a trifecta.
Pat McCone, a Northland representative for the American Lung Association, says raising the tax would be a win for those wanting to quit, children, and people's overall health.
It's very highly motivating for folks that are currently smoking. When the price goes up, it's like, oh, one more thing, I'm going to quit.
McCone says the tax increase could deter children from wanting to smoke.
I think the number that is very disturbing to us are the high school tobacco use rates, and those are at about 28%.
McCone says their recent State of Tobacco report card says Minnesota got an F in funding for tobacco prevention and for tobacco tax grade a B, so there is room for improvement. Meanwhile, the owner of the smoke shop in Duluth, Mike Wazwaz, says the tax increase would hurt his business.
This will affect my customer base, and because we're in a border town, definitely it will hurt us.
Wazwaz says he understands the health point of view, but can't get behind it.
It'll hurt the poor. It'll just push other people to other tobacco uses that are less expensive.
Wazwaz agrees underage children shouldn't get into tobacco products, but it shouldn't lie on businesses.
I think that though preventing children starts at home.
The owner of the smoke shop says since the start of the pandemic, they've been busier than ever. Meanwhile, McCone with the American Lung Association says they've seen a decrease in children using tobacco. The governor's proposal will be voted on in the state House and Senate.
A bill making its way through the Capitol could make health care more accessible for Minnesotans. Duluth Representative Jen Schultz is introducing the legislation that would bring a public option to Minnesota care. She says the move would create lower out-of-pocket costs and allow access to a network of providers. With the pandemic highlighting the need for affordable and accessible health care, House Democrats say adding this option is critical for those who need it.
Minnesota families, local communities, and our state's economy are stronger when everyone has access to health care. The pandemic is showing us the importance of health care access for all and the importance of addressing health inequity.
A Duluth small business owner also chimed in on the proposal, saying her employees could have better coverage, which would allow her to expand her business.
Minnesota families, local communities, and our state's economy are stronger when everyone has access to health care. The pandemic is showing us the importance of health care access for all and the importance of addressing health inequity.
If the legislation is passed this session, it would partially go into effect in January of 2022.
Census numbers used for divvying up U.S. congressional seats among the states might not be ready until the end of April. A top Bureau official said today the new goal for finishing data processing for the apportionment numbers is now April 30th. The numbers were supposed to be turned in at the end of last year. Government attorneys most recently said the numbers would be ready in early March. Early census tallies show Minnesota is more than 25,000 people short of holding on to all 8 of its congressional seats. If the population is low enough to lose the seat, we will see new preliminary maps this year. Final decisions are made during the legislative session of the election year, which will be the spring of 2022.
The Duluth Police Department is adding a new leadership position. The department currently has 2 deputy chiefs. They manage 3 divisions within the department: patrol, investigations, and administration. A new 3rd deputy chief will take over managing just the administration division. Chief Mike Tuskin says that person will focus on training, recruitment, retention, and department policies, a job he says that has become bigger and more important in recent years.
Now we have somebody whose job it is to look specifically over that accountability piece, about that training piece, that policy development piece that is so important to how we operate on a day-to-day basis.
The deputy chief is an appointed position. Tuscan plans to appoint someone already working for the DPD.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, ever wonder what it's like to work on a Great Lakes freighter? The unique way a local man is taking people aboard.
The Duluth Airport record low temperature for the state is 33 below, and that happened in 1885. Well, there was at least one town today that beat that by 2 degrees, but of course, it's a different place than the airport, so no record in Duluth, but chilly nonetheless. And chilly again tomorrow, just not quite as drastically cold, which is a sign we could warm up. I'll talk about when, coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 6 with KRISTEN, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
The modern farmhouse look is here to stay, and we have it for less at Slumberland Furniture. Use a beige or light gray sofa as your base to build on. Add home-style pillows and unique farmhouse accessories. Get your current look for less at Slumberland Furniture.
It's boat show time again. This year, Max Sport and Marine, along with Wild River Sport and Marine, will be holding in-house boat shows. Hurry into Max Sport and Marine in Superior starting Thursday, February 4th through the 6th, and Wild River Sport and Marine in Trago, February 11th through the 13th. See the full line of new boats and pontoons powered by Yamaha, all at special boat show pricing. There's no time to wait. Head to the open house events at Max Sport and Marine and Wild River Sport and Marine.
Don't settle with the insurance company until you've talked with Schwabel, Getz, and Sieben.
Before we even left the hospital, my son's medical bills were well over $100,000. I didn't know how I was going to pay the bills. When I sat down and talked to Jim initially, he was so reassuring and made me feel comfortable. He basically set out a plan so I didn't have to worry. Schwabel, Getz, and Sieben just took care of it all. It was incredible.
Call or visit Schwabel.com today for a free consultation.
What's the play?
Going to get him.
Shouldn't we be armed?
I am.
Who are you?
I'm the one you call. But you can't call 911.
We're always good at leveling the playing field.
I'm using my powers for good.
Watch The Equalizer, February 7th after the Super Bowl on CBS.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear. Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Incredible savings on mattresses during the January mattress sale at Slumberland Furniture. Start your year off with a great night's sleep. Get a Sealy memory foam queen mattress for $349. Comes conveniently in a box. The January mattress sale at Slumberland.
I'm having problems. I think I have some memories I need to look at. Everyone's looking at me sideways. I thought it was done. The story isn't over.
Hello, Clarice.
Local news and local weather here on CBS 3.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Let's take a look at some of this morning's low temperatures. Minnesota State record 60 degrees below zero, and the 25th anniversary, that's coming up on February 2nd. So we got chilly today, but not in record territory. 35 below, though, in Cotton. It's becoming one of our cold spots there. Cabotogama up towards the lake, 33 below. Babbitt, 29 below. Ely's in there as well. So is International Falls, and odds are Tower and Sedan was pretty close to that reading too. Virginia, 25 below. Hibbing, 22 below. Hayward in Wisconsin was the cold spot there at 16 degrees below zero. And not making the list, the Upper Peninsula, where temperatures were pretty close to zero. Well, even that area is going to go below zero tonight, towards 5 below. But on a brighter note, the extent of the wind chill advisory that's become a tradition here the last couple of nights has narrowed. Now it's around the Canadian border, and the rest of Minnesota is going to be on the calmer side. Still towards 20 below inland, but you don't have to worry about the wind as much. Current conditions at the airport in Duluth, 2 above. 52% for the relative humidity, with a northwest wind going 6 miles per hour. And the wind's only expected to go towards 10 or 12 rather than 15 to even 20. So that's another reason why the wind chill alert has been dialed down a bit tonight. Air pressure, 30.62 inches of mercury on the high side and the cold side. But tomorrow, lower pressure will start to take over, and that could warm us up again by the afternoon. Cold start tomorrow, milder finish. Current temp in Watersmeet's 10, 9 in Ironwood, 3 though towards Red Cliff, 7 in Ashland, Hayward's 5, Superior's 2, Moose Lake has fallen to 5, Two Harbors has 3, Proctor 2, 8 below Ely, already getting chilly there. Hibbing says we can match that. Evelyn, Virginia, pretty close, so is Grand Rapids, 12 below already. International Falls, I am thinking inland about 20 below in Minnesota. And even Wisconsin will get a little bit brisk, going about 5 to even 10 below there, including the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Doppler map right now says the higher pressure should keep the sky fairly clear in Minnesota here tonight. And the past couple of nights, the clouds have been more persistent for the South Shore. Still a slight chance for lake effect flurries in that neck of the woods, but that neck's been narrowed a little bit. Now it's more towards the UP rather than the Bayfield Peninsula. Happening tomorrow, well, our cold pool of air is going to draw away at least a little bit, allowing warmer air to come in from the west. Tomorrow afternoon, we could go to 14 above, and then we dare on Friday to hit 20 above. Then this low pressure system gets a lot closer come the weekend, and it brings a 60% chance for some snow, which I think at this stage of the game could deliver 2 to 4 inches. Tonight, Minnesota, low temps 20 below inland, 5 below by the lake. Wisconsin and Michigan, 5 to 10 below there, with a partly cloudy sky and Upper Peninsula showers. Tomorrow, upper teens for highs in Wisconsin and Michigan as the clouds get a little bit thicker. Flurries held to the UP. Minnesota should be partly sunny with highs from 11 to 17, getting closer to normal. And then normal will be achieved on Friday, 20 straight up. Saturday, Sunday, that's the chance for the snow we were talking about. I do think 2 to 4 at this moment, but if the moment changes, I'll let you know as soon as I figure it out. Then for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, well, we still stay in the 20s and get awfully close to 30 by midweek.
Thanks, Dave. Waving to the ships down at the aerial lift bridge is a popular pastime for both locals and tourists visiting the Twin Ports. But not many know what it's like to be aboard the vessels.
CBS 3's Alex Libby shares how a mariner sailing the Great Lakes has made it his mission to teach the masses in a unique way.
Ryan Miller has been sailing the Great Lakes as a pilot aboard freighters for the last 6 years.
Entering Duluth piers.
But only recently did he start posting educational videos about his experience on the social media platform TikTok.
The TikTok thing was really just kind of it's like, oh, I got this really cool video, and my wife had told me about TikTok. So I was like, let me put it on there. And next thing I know, people just started asking me questions, and I started answering them. And then I realized, a lot of people don't know anything about this.
What started as just answering friends' questions quickly blew up to tens of thousands of followers.
I just checked this morning, and I'm at like 60,000 followers, which just blows my mind that that many people are interested.
Miller says most of his followers are what he calls boat nerds, and they keep him on his toes asking about mechanics and history of the industry. He delivers with informational videos.
She's a pretty old boat. Canadian flag.
One of those boat nerds has his dream job here in Duluth.
Definitely all of us here at the Duluth Seaway Port Authority are big boat nerds. I mean, it's a part of the passion we have for the job we do to bring business to the port and economic development to the region. You can't do those things without being a little bit of a boat nerd.
Jayson Hron works at the Duluth Seaway Port Authority, and he knows why Miller has over 60,000 fans.
It's an amazing spectacle, but it's a spectacle that people only get to see from the outside looking in. So You take someone like Mr. Miller and this TikTok that he's created, and it gives those people a chance to look at it from the inside. And of course, that insider's perspective just makes it all the more alluring and fascinating.
Miller says his favorite port to visit is Buffalo, New York, but he adds Duluth is by far the most inviting.
I actually really like sailing into Duluth. Coming into the piers is a lot of fun. Just, it seems like the whole town sometime comes out and waves to us. So it's always fun, especially in the summer, to go out and wave to the kids. And, we blow our salute and the whistles and everything. And it's just cool to see, everybody come out like that.
Miller says it's hard to find interesting content to share during the winter months when the ships are laid up, but he's doing his best until the shipping season starts back up this spring. You can find him on TikTok by searching his name, Freshwater Mariner.
Still ahead in sports, UMD was red hot against Western Michigan. Can they carry that momentum into this weekend? Kelly's in with sports coming up next.
It is the question that matters the most. Without it, our purpose and our freedom fade. This is why.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
The health of the Iron Range is our passion. That's why at Fairview Range, we do everything we can to keep our community healthy and safe. Our compassionate team is always here for you and for each other. No matter what, we step up because that's just what we do. We are here for you, always. Fairview Range, we're here.
Our schools provide so much more than just learning support.
The school year didn't start out the way that we wanted it to, but who's to say it won't be better at the end?
We need to slow the spread so our economy has a chance to recover.
So our kids can be in school and be on the ice.
And we can keep our friends and families safe. For our students and teachers.
For our essential workers.
For the people you love.
Thank you for doing your part. Go Hunters!
It is the question that matters the most, that takes you behind the story.
There is some positive breaking news.
It drives everything we do. It is the foundation of trust and the truth that propels us forward.
What did you make of that?
It is the question. One word, 3 letters long. And without it, our purpose...
Did the President of the United States incite all of this?
And our freedom fade. This is why.
Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
you can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
Anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
all of us can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains. Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, KRISTEN VAKE, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with KRISTEN VAKE. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association. When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
As quickly as they finished sweeping Western Michigan, the UMD men's hockey team is back to work this week for its second road series of the year, one that was supposed to take place 2 weeks ago. The Bulldogs take on Miami in Oxford, Ohio, coming off a solid defensive and offensive performance this past weekend. The Bulldogs held the Broncos to just 2 goals on the weekend. UMD also finished 4 for 8 on the power play, which is an improvement on where the unit has been. But head coach Scott Sandlin says it still can get better.
Is it where we want it to be? No. But again, you know, we made some changes. We feel we've got the right people on there. We tried to balance both units out a little bit. Maybe it creates a little inner competition amongst those guys. Anytime you can generate opportunities, maybe get a goal or two, it certainly lifts the confidence level. We still need to execute better and maybe move some pucks quicker and have more of an attack mentality.
Another jam-packed weekend of college hockey in store for this UMD men's team. Both games against Miami University will be on the My9 Sports Network. Join us for Puck Drop on Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 4 p.m. As cancellations continue to impact the UMD women's basketball schedule, the team will finally return to the floor this Friday. The Bulldogs will welcome in Northern State to Romano Gym. Friday's game will mark almost 3 weeks since UMD was last in action. Head coach Mandy Pearson admits it's been tough not having games, but says there has been positives to their current situation.
We have used our practice time to get better. And I think one of the benefits that we're seeing with the practice time that we get now is we're working more on our individual development. We're getting more shots up than we normally would because we're not spending as much time preparing for our opponents.
Friday's game will be against Northern State and will tip off at 6 p.m. As for the men's team, this weekend's series against Northern State will mark the first time this year they've played a game outside of Romano Gym. On top of the challenge of playing on the road, the Wolves come into the game as the second-ranked team in the country for Division II. Head coach Justin Wick says with all the odds stacked against them, makes them even more hungry for this one.
There shouldn't be any lack of emotion. You're playing the number 2 team in the country on the road in front of 2,000 people, which won't feel quite as big as usual. Usually there's 5,000 or 6,000 people there, but still 2,000 people in that gym. It'll feel like a really good road game for us. So our guys shouldn't be lacking any motivation or juice or whatever the word is. We're just excited to play. We're excited for the challenge.
And some sad news from Bulldog Country. The university announced that longtime fan and supporter of UMD Athletics, Barbara Romano, passed away this past Friday. According to her son, Jeff, she was a lifetime Bulldog. She held season tickets all the way up till her passing when her late husband and former head coach, Ralph Romano, was coaching. She used to have hockey players over at the house and would get to know them not just as players, but as people as well. The Romanos have asked anyone looking to make a donation in Barb's name to please visit umdbulldogs.com/donate. And that's going to do it for sports for now. We'll have more here coming up tonight at 10. Kristen and Tony, for now, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Kelly. Also coming up tonight at 10, the Duluth NAACP and other health partners are asking you to mask up, vax up, and back up as they introduce a new COVID-19 campaign. Tonight, we'll hear from a member of the Duluth NAACP and why they believe this program will help keep citizens safe during the pandemic.
Let's get a final look at the weather quick. Dave, it's so cold. Is it going to start warming up anytime soon, or what are we looking at?
Maybe by tomorrow afternoon, but tonight another brisk one with overnight low temps 10 to 20 below. But then partial sunshine means a low pressure system increasing clouds, which will increase our high temp up to 14 degrees tomorrow, then 20 by Friday, and a snow chance for the weekend.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again at 10 o'clock.